That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do. It's a video. Sting video. Okay.
What is
for credits?
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Tú eres tan romántico molestando con una vipa. Me preguntas si te quiero. Yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que pensar. Yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más. No estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás motivada y tú aburre mi corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila y te escriba tu canción. Tú eres tan romántico molestando con una vipa. Me preguntas si te quiero. Yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que pensar. Yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más. No estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás tú aburre mi corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila mientras escriba tu canción. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura, papi, tra, tra, tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura, papi, tra, tra, tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más.
What is up, mi gente? What's up, Sofia?
What is up, Lou? How you doing?
It is your boy Luis Martinez, aka Big Chief Burrito, live with you on a Thursday.
Yes.
Mi Gente show live from the Chula Vista Mi Gente studios in beautiful San Diego,
Chula
California.
Vista.
Chula Vista, California. Live tonight, talking pop culture. Do a little preview of the election is coming. We're going to do a big catch up and talk about horoscopes. We got some no Namez ways. Power pack show here tonight, but we're going to lead off with a little opening rant from your boy here.
Oh, we're starting off right away.
Starting off with a rant.
All right.
Because a lot of what's been happening here has to do with Twitter.
Oh.
And I'd like to start off by saying I come here not to praise Twitter. Wait, how's that?
What?
What's the Mark Anthony from Julius Caesar? I come here not to bury Twitter, but to praise it.
There you go.
Because there's been the blue checks are up in arms as the right wingers have been pointing out this week, because Elon Musk, billionaire schmuck, has bought Twitter, and he way overpaid by like 20 billion for it.
Jeez.
He made an outrageous claim that he was going to save Twitter from the leftist, and it all started because he wasn't able to share transphobic jokes, and he reached out to this account that posted a lot of transphobia and was like, "Hey, did they really suspend your account?" This is from an article I read. And he's like, "Well, I might have to buy Twitter." And then he went and he bought it. He tried to back out of the deal after saying he was going to pay $52 a share. Then Twitter sued him and forced him to buy it. And now he walked into Twitter's with a literal sink in his hand and posted, "Let that sink in," which is like the worst dad joke of all time. He absolutely started getting owned by Stephen King when he said that he was going to take the Twitter check mark and charge $20 a month for it. Then immediately he said he was going to charge $8 a month for it. And the gray area of this is basically that neither the left or the right is right about what's happening there. Because yes, as soon as Elon Musk took over, he did fire some people that were responsible for deplatforming Trump, deplatforming Jordan Peterson, and he did say that people that got banned or had their accounts froze were going to be reinstated if it was for silly reasons. Now, who decided what a silly reason is? He said he was going to have a variety of people be part of that team, but everybody pretty much thinks that what he's doing now is just spending 44 billions to own the libs. Because he says the blue check mark people are the ones that are freaking out. They don't want to pay $8 because they're afraid that normal people now have the peasants now can be verified. So you and I, for $8 a month, can get a blue check mark. And I've never had a blue check mark, but it's always the thing about the blue check mark is that when you're looking for news or when you're following specific personalities or people, these are things that have been vetted. Right. So you feel like it's a good thing, not necessarily as like a status symbol, but as a source from that person.
Right.
You know, like if you're trying to follow like some sort of buy icon and they have a blue check mark, you can be sure that it's them. Right.
Yes.
Or if you're a news source, a personality, a comedian, what have you.
It legitimizes it. Yeah.
It legitimizes it. So now what's happening is that for $8, anybody can get verified, which means, let's say, for example, somebody at a doctor's office that you had access to like a copy of your ID and your information. You know, for $8 a month, they could create an email account, send in a picture, get it verified, and they could be the real Sofia Carrillo. That's
true.
Right?
Why would they want to? But, you could.
Because they want 200 followers or something, right? I don't know how many you have. Or it could be, there's a 1,000 things. So I don't think that people are freaking out about it because the commoners are going to be able to be checkmark. It just makes the checkmark meaningless if all you have to do is pay $8 for it. Because it was like I'm trying to get verified. I have IMDb credits. I have my own website. I've made movies. But I can't get verified. People that are responsible news sources, it takes a while for them to get verified. And unless they're doing a tiered system where you still have some sort of different kinds of check marks for different things that are verified, I understand paying $8 for like no ads, the ability to post videos, and a couple of other things, especially if it gets rid of a lot of paywalls for news articles. I'm with that. But I don't think that but obviously the ultra-right is going to take the take of, no, the liberals are crying because their safe space is being attacked, and now we can say the N-word freely. And yes, use of the N-word went up dramatically right after Elon bought it. And that is partially organic and partially because there was posts on 4chans and different right-wing sites that were urging people, look, it's a free-for-all. The thing is, Twitter will never become that. It can't. Advertisers aren't advertising on 4chan, on Parler, on places where that is rampant because they don't want to be associated with it. So there's no way that Twitter is going to become the hellscape that everybody thinks Elon is going to make it.
Mhm.
And there's a little bit of people protesting on posting, and some of it's right. I'm going to leave Twitter, but first I'm going to post about leaving Twitter, and then I'm going to stick around Twitter to see what people say about the fact that I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Right? There's also a bunch of people that haven't been on Twitter in years that are saying they're leaving, but you were never there to begin with. And what I'm here to tell people is that it's not that bad. Twitter is one of the best places for you to connect professionally with other peers.
Mhm.
I have been able to find interviews with Hall of Fame players for the New York Jets by reaching out to them on Twitter. I was able to interview an actor from my favorite TV show of all time, The Wire, through Twitter. I met Rosa, Polly, Kenneth Castillo, tons of people that we've interviewed that collaborate on the show through Twitter, people that I would have never met through Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere else.
Mhm.
I've gotten job opportunities. I've been part of communities. I've joined writing groups. I've been in meetings. I've connected with filmmakers from all over the world through Twitter. I haven't been able to do that through Facebook. I was never able to do that through MySpace. The only thing I've been able to do through Facebook and MySpace is connect with family and friends and figure out which of my crazy aunts and uncles were the ones that were. I mean, the only good thing that we've been able to do through MySpace and Facebook is get laid.
I love that you
And then-
brought MySpace into this. That throws me way back. Oh my god.
Twitter has not helped me in that area yet.
Mm.
But so what I'm saying is that if you haven't, give Twitter another chance because it will stick around for a little while. And listen, we left MySpace, we left Friendster, people left Facebook, people left Instagram. If the next place is ready, I'll be there. I mean, we can. That's fine. But I'm saying leaving it as a statement, as a virtue signal, I feel is a little bit weak because there are for example, if I share our videos on Twitter, they don't get deplatformed. They show up the same way as anything else would on Twitter. If I share a YouTube video on Facebook, it gets knocked down. It doesn't see the same audience. If you try to cross platform on Facebook or on Instagram, it won't give you the same audience as if you're posting a Facebook video on Facebook. Twitter's the only social media that doesn't do that. And you can find a lot of things there. You can curate your own experience. You can block people and topics and words that you don't want to see. If you don't want to ever hear from Elon or right-wingist or Trump or anything like that, you can just simply curate your own experience. For the Latino community especially, there are so many creatives out there, so many opportunities for artists, writers that you're not going to find on any other social platform. I think it is much harder to make those connections on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook for sure. So again, I understand that people are pissed, and I understand it's going to be an interesting time over the next several months and see what happens. I do predict that ultimately he will burn it to the ground somehow.
Really?
But I'm staying till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
So follow me at Big Chief Burrito.
Yeah, same at Sofia Carr _
All right. Rant over.
Damn. Okay, Lou, tell us how you really feel.
That is how I really feel.
Yeah, it really Twitter is the town square. So I don't think as many people are gonna quit as they say. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about it with our guest as she joins us
well.
today. We're going to be talking pop culture. We're going to be talking horoscopes of your favorite TV character. Is there a particular horoscope TV character movie that you have like a particular feeling about? Give us any question. Do you have any other pop culture questions? Our friend, collaborator, moderator, streamer, mom, creative,
Amazing
extraordinaire,
person.
Ms. Lizzie,
Hey,
joining us
everybody.
tonight.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having me.
Of course. Thank you for being here, Lizzie.
Yeah, all right. So you said you
Yeah.
wanted to like control the whole show, and you had a whole bunch of topics to bring up.
Oh,
So go
yeah, I
ahead.
have a list.
Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna get into some? But can we? But we always want to talk a little bit about our guests and her background. You are a mom, and you take care of your son, but you also have some time for streaming and being creative. So can you tell us just a little bit about when you became interested in streaming and gaming? Were you always a gamer growing up, and then once you saw that Twitch was a thing, you were like, "That's me"? Or how did you organically get into that?
So COVID happened, the lockdowns
Okay.
happened, and
Okay.
Yep.
but I've always played video games since I was a teenager. My husband is a huge gamer, he used to stream also, and So that's how I got introduced to streaming. He actually set everything up for me. But yeah, I've always had a Switch or a Nintendo. The Wii U. I love that. So I've always loved gaming. And when the lockdowns happened, Animal Crossing had just come out that
Mhm.
day of the lockdowns. So my husband ran to GameStop to get a pre-order, and then they were just like, "Take it, bye," because we were shutting down for who
Wait,
knows
for
how long.
free? For
No,
free?
no, we had it pre-ordered
Okay.
when it was coming out. So the day that the governor announced, it was like a Friday or something, like they were like
Hmm.
March 20 something, whatever.
That's in
It's
March.
where everything's shutting down. I told them like in the morning we're going to GameStop and getting my pre-order because I cannot live without this game that's about to come out. And
Yeah.
we played with friends for that whole month, and uh, I decided it would be fun to stream it with my friends, like have it on live and my
Right.
friends, so we can all see what we're doing. And I was hosting like these Animal Crossing events where people can
Hmm.
come, and I was giving them free stuff. I was doing fashion shows, I was doing giveaways, playing games with your little island. um and then strangers started joining, and I got uh, you know um
Rando started joining the chat, and
Yeah.
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Hey, this
and
could
I
be a
would
thing."
say my peak was like a 20 something viewers stream, which I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but for me it meant a lot. For me it was a lot. And then after everything came back to normal a year later, I took a long break, like a 6-month break from streaming, because everything came back to normal. My son started school. I'm his learning coach. He does online school, so
Mhm.
not only am I a stay-at-home mom, but I also teach him, you know,
Mhm.
in his
How old is
school.
he
So
now?
he is 7. He's in second grade.
7. Well,
So yeah, so I teach him in the morning. So I couldn't stay up all night and stream anymore. And I still stream on Twitch randomly, but it's less pressure, no schedule. Just whenever I feel like playing a game and I want to chat with my friends, and if anybody wants to join and talk, it's fun.
mhm.
So it's a less stressful, because it is stressful. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, how you feel, uh, Big Chief, but just being on camera, talking to people, I don't know. It took a little. It takes a little bit. It takes a little bit of
Yeah,
mentally.
it does, it
Yeah.
does,
And I'm
it
and
does.
I'm and I have anxiety, so I need breaks sometimes. Yeah. So yeah.
No, it definitely is sometimes anxiety. But I think that after you get like 10, 15 live hours underneath your belt, then it just is like, turn the camera on, let's do this. Like,
Yeah.
the main reason
Mhm.
that we stream while we record is because I hate editing myself and I hate listening to myself.
100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, I hate looking at myself in camera. I hate listening to the podcast. So I was like, all you have to do is not say anything that's going to get you canceled, and just don't be too dumb or too creepy or too misogynistic unless it's in the second hour, and then and then that way I don't have to edit myself. All I do is cut out the intro and cut out any lags, and then boom, it's on as a podcast. And also, we get to stream and hang out with our friends,
Mhm.
like Cyro, who says COVID
Yeah.
was planned and it was a conspiracy. Absolutely, Cyro.
For
Yes,
Animal,
Yes,
you're-
I
imagine
will.
Nintendo planned it all, so we can all stay
yeah,
home and play
yeah.
Animal
Nintendo
Crossing.
planned it all so they could sell 8 billion Animal Crossings game. Okay, I get it.
Oh
Yeah.
I'm not
gosh, that's a new one.
That
follow
makes
the
Yeah,
sense.
money.
I have been suggested, like, when I first started Twitch, YouTube, and there was, like you said, there's no way I could have recorded myself playing and edit, and no, just live, push a button, whatever happens, and I can chat with people live, and that was fun.
Yeah, yeah. And I lurk even though I have no idea sometimes of the games that you're playing. I just
Just play
throw it
play
on in the
random
back and
games.
just say what's up. I'm
Yep,
like,
yep.
yeah, wow.
I
And
appreciate that.
they're getting all excited about finding some elephant with a harpoon. And oh
Yeah.
look, it's Joey the elephant. He's the guy that I want from. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
All right. All right. So you've been streaming now, and you stream with Cyro, myself, sometimes John. We
Mhm.
play Phasmo.
Yeah.
I've played with you guys sometimes. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Mhm.
We had some good moments, funny
But
moments.
what
I
you
was
really love, go ahead, Sophia.
I was just gonna say I was terrible at Phasmo.
Oh yeah, you did play with us a
I
couple
played once and I was like, I don't
times.
know what I'm doing.
You're looking for the ghost. You're looking for the ghost. All right, so let's get into some stuff that's happening
Let's
this
do it.
week in pop culture and events. All
Mhm.
right, here is this happens at every Halloween that we see this video. But this is a mom packing up all the candy.
Oh
Come on, son.
no! It literally probably says take one.
I've done the take one sign because I know I'm not coming in and out. I think it was because I was I had like I don't know what it was. I wasn't in the mood to walk in and out of the house 10 times, and I walked out like an hour later, and there was still some in there, so I felt good. This is the one where she gets caught,
Oh,
and then she's like,
So
I
she
think
was. This is multiple houses.
this is multiple houses.
Oh my
She
gosh!
wa-
She got caught. The whole neighborhood caught her.
Look! This is where she gets. She's where she gets caught. So, oh, and then I think she's. Oh yeah, it was his. It was him. He wanted all
oh
the
yeah,
candy,
he did it. Uh-huh.
and then he's like, "Yeah, put it back."
Yeah,
And
put
he's
him
like,
back. Come on,
He's
dude.
like, "Yeah." He's like,
That's so embarrassing. Poor child. I'm like, oh, mom.
especially with ring cameras now. Why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you do this? Look at that. Like how much? Like and I mean I'm not because you would say the same if it was me on camera, but I don't know how many of those candies that kid's actually gonna get.
Yeah, no.
Because he's like he's got the mat. He's not even committing. He's just like whatever.
They're not even saying
Yeah.
trick or treat. Not even ringing doorbell.
He's not ringing bells. Is whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's the mom right there, and that's the horrible
Yes.
example. Like that makes me sad. Like wow, like, and what are you gonna do with all that candy? Because my son got a bag full of candy, but it's still like it's
Still there.
candy. What I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like I don't know why you need to take so much.
Oh my gosh. Did you guys go trick or treating any or yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to a neighborhood that just goes all out, and all it took us was a few blocks, and we had enough, and he's only 7, so we don't need to go for hours. We just did 1 hour, and we're
Yeah.
good. He doesn't. Nobody
You
needs
got
that much
after it.
candy.
Yeah.
Nobody needs that much candy. You know who doesn't need that much candy because apparently she's getting fat is Taylor Swift.
Oh my gosh, I knew
Segue.
you were gonna bring that.
Yeah.
All right, Taylor Swift quietly removes controversial scale scene from anti-hero music video on Apple Music. Basically, she's obviously not an obese lady. She's very fit and thin. And she released a new album out of nowhere, Midnights, and along with accompanying video. And there's a video of her like staring at herself, judging herself on a scale, even though she is not fat at all. And then she had the word fat in there, et cetera, which again feeds into fat phobia, fat shaming, stuff like that. I guess she's super corporate because it was gone right away. But Lizzie, your thoughts overall on the controversy and her new album?
Yeah, well, I'm a Swiftie, but I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I love Taylor Swift. I love her music a lot, but I don't buy her merch, or I'm not planning to go to her latest tour. Like I don't. So I'm not like hardcore. So, but I am going to defend her on this one because I've watched her documentaries. She's talked a lot about her insecurities and her eating disorders that she's had all her life, and all her since she was a teenager. She was brought into the spotlight, and when I saw this, she steps in the scale, and the scale just says fat. That's literally how almost every woman feels, including myself, when we step on a scale, and you don't see a number. So I don't even, I wouldn't even step on a scale anymore at this point in my life. I don't want to even see that, because I don't think she was trying to say it in a offensive way towards anybody. And I know she's not fat, and I know I'm not overweight, and anybody can see me and be like, why would you even think that? But as a woman, I think, especially growing up in the early 2000s, that's already from, it's, ever since I wouldn't say teenager, but as most of my adult life, I understood it. So when they removed that, I was like, well, I mean, I'm not gonna cry over it. It's a small part of the video. It doesn't impact the whole video, but the song is about her feeling all the negative things she feels about herself, I guess. So I fit the song. I'm not mad it got removed. I don't think it should have, because it was very personal to her. But then she didn't have to put it. I don't know. I feel,
Are you conflicted?
yeah, like I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's not a nice word, and
Hmm.
but she was calling herself that, not other people. But
Yeah.
I get it because you call yourself that. That's the mean words that you say to yourself, and it's
Mhm.
not nice. But that's reality.
Yeah, I think I agree with Lizzie. Like, I don't know that the intention was like fat phobic or to target fat people or to speak on the negative connotation. I think she was coming from a very personal standpoint and her struggles with what is it, anorexia,
She
eating
had
disorder.
eating disorder. Yeah, she
She
had
had
an
an
eating
eating disorder. Yeah, and I think the whole point was just for her to say like obviously I know I'm not fat, but like I feel this is how I feel, and it's like part of like her mental disorder, I guess, in that sense. So I think that it's targeting a different thing than fat phobia. I don't think it's trying to comment necessarily on fat people, but I understand where the backlash comes from because mental disorder aside, it's like they're using the word fat. So I understand that some people might be like, oh, well, you're kind of saying it's a negative thing, right? It's a negative connotation
Hmm.
word. So I don't know. I kind of understand both sides. I do think that she has the creative liberty to express herself and kind of like show what she's going through. And Lizzie's right. Like as women, especially growing up in the 2000s, like, rail thin was in. And so I feel like we all kind of to a certain extent feel insecure about our bodies. And I think that's what she was trying to depict. I'm not a Swiftie, so like I kind of don't care as much, but like I got that's what I got from the whole uh video. I didn't really connect it to like, oh, she's fat phobic or trying to shame people or anything like that. I don't know. What was your viewpoint, Big Chief?
I have zero skin in this game. I mean, as an actual fat person, who said that I'm not 100% against fat shaming.
Hmm.
It just doesn't work for 99% of people.
Would you
So
consider this fat shaming though, or like not?
no, after you've explained it and based on her background, I consider it her art and
Mm-hmm.
her dealing with her own things. It just comes off as a bad look because to anybody else looking from the outside is like, what the fuck you talking about, you skinny ass bitch?
Mm-hmm.
This is like what? Just shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
rich, you can like this one of those. You're so rich, you could have people literally smack food out of your mouth. Like the like you know what I mean? Like I don't that would be like from the outside looking in, like I don't really give a you know what I'm saying? But in terms of so it just kind of comes off as kind of a bad look for her.
Hmm.
But really, no, it's her art. She can do whatever you want. I'm not going to sit here and say she can't bring up the topics that are personal to her, especially if that is something that's real to her and has happened to her in her life.
Hmm.
So we'll give her a pass.
Yep. And
Yeah, I think so too. I agree.
most celebrities, honestly, should just shut up. Like they say
Yeah,
too much. They
yeah,
do. I don't know. Maybe it's the money or the
yeah.
fame. They overshare a lot, and sometimes it just doesn't come out the
Yeah.
Is
way
it
they.
is it more cringe than when they were
It's great.
singing "Imagine"
No.
when in
See,
their
that's what I'm saying.
in their mansions? Like,
Oh,
Exactly.
just stay home. What's the matter,
tone
Papa?
deaf.
Exactly. A lot
Jesus.
of celebrities just need to sometimes just
You need to go outside.
we don't need to keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think
Keep
that's
it.
why she probably took it away like
Yeah.
immediately because she's like, oh well, I'm not gonna even partake in this conversation.
Cyro says
Mm.
body dysmorphia is real though, no matter the size of the person. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I have reverse body dysmorphia where I'm fat, but I still think in my mind I'm the same size as in high school.
Reverse
So
body dysmorphia.
Reverse.
so that's why I'm so confident when I talk to people. I'm like, hey, what's going on? It's Big G. What's going on here? And then they're
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm just kidding. All right. So, but can I? So overall, like, where do you see her at this point in her career? Because obviously, she was like, she's dated Kennedy. She was
Yeah.
throwing shade as at my
Mm.
boy Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
Lastly,
John Mayer's the latest one in her new
Uh,
album
John
that
Mayers.
she.
So, can you
Yep.
give
he's
us
the
like,
latest. That was a long
Yeah.
time
Oh
ago.
no, the latest disc. Like she released
Ah.
a song about how again she mentioned I was 19 and well he was 32 when they were dating.
Oh.
mm,
So the whole song is about that. So she pretty much just drags him again. So that's she
all right?
brought it up
Can you
again.
give us a couple of minutes just on
Mhm.
kind of how you where you feel her career is at right now, and
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna let the dog out. You guys chat.
Go
Okay.
for it.
Yeah.
Uh, I love her music. I think so her album that she released during the pandemic, Folklore and Evermore were the ones that got in her re-release of her songs, because that's a whole nother, I think I could spend a whole hour talking about all the drama with the songs that they sold from her and Scooter Brown. And
Oh, right. There was like a
yes,
copyright
so
thing, right?
exactly. Isn't John Mayer on everyone's list? I just read. Yeah, he's Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, Katy Perry. Yeah, sure.
Seriously, he's dated half of Hollywood at this point.
Yeah. And yeah. Anyway, uh, so I think that Taylor Swift right now has more fans than she had since she was a country star, because you know how she went from country to now
Yeah.
pop. She's still, she's very popular, but I think now she's definitely, because
Peak.
all her songs are so different. A lot of albums now are just, I think she like just doesn't care about sticking to a genre.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Because you're right. She started off doing country, and now I
Country.
feel like, yeah, then she went to pop, and I feel like right now it's a very well-rounded,
Yep.
I guess across all genres.
Yeah.
Do you think she's at her peak, or do you think she's peaked already?
No, I think she's at her peak, because with this whole re-release of her songs, and they're doing so good. The last two
They
albums
are.
she re-recorded have, they have overpassed when she first released them. So that must mean she's still on top of her game. Yeah, I think so. Especially as I would say new fan, because OG Swifties would say I'm a new fan, since I just
Oh,
jumped the wagon.
really?
Yeah,
Where's the cutoff point? Where?
I think people that liked her since country, which I didn't. I
Mm,
started following more with her re-recordings and the pandemic albums, Folklore and Evermore, which I fell in love with. So no, I think she's doing great, and this new tour that she's gonna do, I think it's gonna do great. It's stadium. She's doing only stadium, so I think she's gonna do great.
Is it confirmed that she's doing Super Bowl?
No,
That
she
was a
hasn't
rumor.
re-recorded all her songs. So she doesn't own the rights to like 3 or 4 albums that I think she has to re-record. So she said that they did reach out to her, and she said not yet. Maybe next, talk to me again next year. Rihanna's doing it this year.
Gotcha. Did she end up
Oh, yeah.
winning the case against Scooter Braun?
No, she still
No,
doesn't have
really? So he kept the rights to her
He
music?
sold them already to somebody else.
Oh, whoa.
And he made them sign with the cell that they cannot even contact her. And like she released the documentary on Disney Plus that she released last year or 2 years ago. She talks about this, that when she found out that he sold her catalog, she reached out to them, and they sent her a letter saying, sorry, it was in our agreement after we bought the music that we cannot we can't, sorry, we can't help you out here. So
That's
she just has to
wild.
re-record her songs.
Wow.
Damn, that's
That's
wild.
what she's doing, and they're doing great. Every time a new re-recording comes out, people are listening to them, and
The Swifties are powerful.
yeah, they are.
Who's more powerful, the Swifties or the Beehive?
Ooh,
Oh, that's
a
difficult.
hard one.
Going
right,
back to
or
the
who-
MTV Awards, Beyonce had one of the best. I'm gonna let you finish.
Oh gosh.
Or who are the
Uh,
toxic ones? The what's her face? The other ones, the rapper girl. What's her face?
Rapper girl.
Nicki,
which
the
one?
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki
fans.
Minaj.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Nicki Minaj fans are crazy.
They're crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, because
think
they're also anti-vax. So they're also.
yeah.
Oh
Nicki-
yeah.
Remember, because she had
She said,
the
yep,
cousin, his testicles blew.
her cousin's friends.
Oh my god, I had forgotten about that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our Swifty check-in.
hmm We have so much cheeseman. This episode is gonna be us talking cheeseman.
I know
I
a
love
lot
it.
of cheese.
a lot of cheese, man. A lot of cheese, man. All right, let's wrap up what I was. I had a couple of links here from the Twitter beef, where Elon Musk was beefing with Alexandria AOC. This was his. This is his. This is his. His meme. The $8 for a Starbucks every day. $8 for a verification for 30 days. No, I'm crying. Which is funny one, but again, Elon took this from somebody else, saved it, and reshared it as opposed to crediting the original poster. He also immediately started posting fake information because he posted a fake story about the Nancy Pelosi thing that he then had to delete. Then the next thing that happened with that is that this is the article I was talking about before, where Elon is already screwing over queer people. And he then basically posted a picture of Alexandria Cortel's sweater that she has that costs $58. The reason her sweater costs $58 and not $19.99 is because it's made in the USA. It's made by union workers. It's made so it's more important. So it wasn't quite the own that he thought that he was doing.
Yeah, no.
The thing with Elon and Kanye is that they're so rich that they just have so many people around him that just feed them yes. And it just feels weird to not have somebody that tells you, listen, the sink joke is not funny. And and then she followed back, my workers are union, have full health care benefits, et cetera, et cetera. So I mean, and I saw an excellent thing the other day, which was that even though Elon owns Twitter, he's still not good at posting. And that is something that you either are or are not good at.
I am
and
not.
if you know, you know. You're either good at post or you're bad at post. And no matter how much he wants to own that, it is not going to be there. To all complainers, please continue complaining. It'll cost you $8, which is from an old sketch. And then we'll get to the Nancy Pelosi stuff in a second. But what are your thoughts on the whole Twitter thing, Liz? Are you staying on like I am, or how do you feel about it?
I'm staying on. It doesn't affect me. I'm never gonna be verified, so I don't care. That sounds like rich people problems to me.
But would $8 if you could post videos like of your gameplay, if you could somehow monetize that, if you could get past paywalls for certain articles and stuff.
Yeah.
You think $8 a month is worth that if it also came with a verification?
Yeah, I think so. I think if people who like your podcast, for example, or somebody who has a business on Twitter who wants to get verified, they just haven't reached the followers or whatnot. I mean, why not? I think the people that have been verified are upset about it because they have to pay for it now. But I mean, just take off the blue check mark then. If
I mean, yeah, it's not like if you take your blue check mark, you're going to lose 50,000 followers. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
They already, especially now that Twitter's established. So, say for example, Kim Kardashian, right? She says, "I'm not going to pay for this." The blue check mark goes away, but everybody already knows that that's her account.
That's true.
So,
do you think it devalues all the accounts that have that are verified? And now everyone can have it. I feel like if everyone can have something, it loses its value.
Yeah, it does lose its value.
I don't think it's affecting free speech. I know AOC was saying a lot about, a lot of people were saying like, oh, free speech, but they're not saying you can't tweet. I don't know. I just don't. It doesn't affect me. So I'm kind of silly seeing it as a regular person, just seeing. Oh, I guess now I could get a verified. For me, it's cool, but I guess sucks for them. But they have rich people problems, so for me, it's like shrugs.
Rich people problems. That's the best way to put it. All right. Let's jump into the rest of the stuff that's happening. So the Nancy Pelosi attack, everybody sort of understands what's going on with that. Marjorie Taylor Greene pointed out David DePatie was an illegal alien that overstayed his visa and should have been deported. If Paul Pelosi was a Second Amendment supporting gun owner, he could have shot the man that was trying to kill him. This has been insane. Guy breaks up to Nancy Pelosi's house. He's literally asked, "Where's Nancy?" A New Jersey candidate for office literally dressed up for Halloween with a "Where is Nancy" shirt, which was chef's kiss for horrible. The right immediately ran with a report. If you have somebody in your house and you're in the bathroom and you're talking to 911, but you don't want it to sound like you're talking to 911, he made some cryptic remarks like saying there's a friend in the house and da-da-da and this and that. And he was sort of trying. And luckily 911 got the hint and they sent police over and he got attacked anyway. So that turned into the right literally really trying to spin the Pelosi attack as a crime is out of control in California. And a Paul Pelosi is attacked by his gay lover. This guy literally had diatribes on Facebook, Instagram, everything about how much he hates Pelosi, how he was MAGA all the way. And the right wing right away was like, no, not us. He was a hippie. He was an illegal. He loved the left. He loved crime. And literally, they interviewed him in jail. He's like, no, I'm with you guys. I hate Nancy Pelosi. No, like,
Oh,
I'm one of
geez.
you. I was trying to kill her like you guys wanted to on January 6th. Sophia, how do you feel about this?
I don't know. It's honestly disgusting behavior because I feel like these people are so like violent, but they're so unapologetic about it. But then when it happens, not even that. Like, let's say if someone would have showed up at Trump's house, they would be rioting. But just because it's someone from the left, it's kind of like, oh no, it's justified. And I just don't understand that skewed thinking, like that mindset of like, it's okay. It's very like groupthink, us against them. And I don't know. It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Lizzie?
These people are too far gone.
Oh, yeah, it's disturbing. It's so upsetting that, I think because, well, we know ever since like Trump, these people have had their voices now. They can say whatever they want now, and now they're taking a lot of action. I mean, we've noticed since January 6th, what some right wingers are capable of, and it's sad. I'm so upset that happened to him, and especially like Marjorie Taylor Greene and all those people. Of course, they're gonna have a like. I don't expect them to have any grace or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't. So it's not surprising to me. For me, it's just not surprising. It's sad, and like Sophia said, it's disgusting.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're live here with, and you can find her on Twitch at Dizzy Miss Lizzie or
Yeah.
Liz Garcia on Twitter, and follow her for her pop culture and gaming stuff. You can catch her on Twitch, and you can use that Bezos free money to subscribe. We're live. You still have time here to submit a question to our anonymous advice server, Anonymous Way. I'm putting the link in the chat. So feel free to click on that and ask any random question that you may have. And Lizzie, myself, and Sophia will be answering them in about 20 minutes. All right. Would you guys do this?
Oh, fuck no. Oh, wait.
I mean, there's a
rope.
She's connected. She's unhooking and hooking again.
Oh,
so there's a guide. So it's still a no for you?
No. Immediately
do it. I would do it.
it?
Yeah. I don't know that I would pay for it.
You would do it if there was a bar at the end, right?
Yeah. At the end, and I'm like, yeah.
Are there drinks? What's the payoff? Where is it going? Is it going? All right. Would you do this? Let me see. This happened to a marine biologist. She was about to jump into the water for some research, and then this happened.
Yeah, wow. Holy crap.
Yeah, so she was about to jump in the water. She was like, well, you know what?
Oh, fuck that.
No, that's a no, right?
Nope. I don't engage in risky behavior.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't even ride a roller coaster.
This is a woman that does free diving, and I posted it, and then what do you think's about to happen here? Like,
we're gonna get raped by dolphins.
We want to also act
no dolphin rape this episode.
Okay, good.
No creepy dolphins. That's what we should start calling like creeps, though. Fucking dolphin ass
dolphins. You fucking
Tiger
dolphin.
sharks, you can place your hand on the top of
Say,
their
nope,
head, push
don't.
down gently.
So apparently this woman knows this shark for like 20 years. She's a free diver
Hello,
and she
guys.
swims with sharks
Andy
all the
is
time. So it's a little
demonstrating why we do
tension
not want
inducing,
to
but I guess she's a
slap.
big time.
Wait,
Anyway,
is that the same shark as the other video?
no, it's not the same shark, but this is
Okay.
a different person. So it's like it's not unheard of to like swim with sharks, apparently, is the thing. But
That I would do.
yeah, you would swim with sharks. I mean,
Yeah.
That's a great white.
it's a great white though. That's a great white. Like they make movies of it.
I don't know.
You would snorkel with that?
Yeah.
Maybe baby sharks.
Oh no, even that's terrifying. I don't know. I
Baby
would just
sharks?
because of the experience, but like I have to feel safe with whoever's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, would you, Lou?
No, I would rather swim with
Why?
a rapey dolphin
Really?
than with a shark. That's just me.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be a train wreck is the headline of this. Disney's live action remake of Hercules will be more experimental and inspired by TikTok, says producer Joe Russo. We already talked. We already talked about a
That's
few
what I
weeks
was gonna
back in an
say.
episode. There's certain executives and certain networks that are trying to create a TikTok creator to TV show writer pipeline. So they want to get popular TikTok people and they want to have them create shows. Yeah, Cyro is correct. The fuck does
Cyro,
it?
yeah.
The fuck does that mean? Exactly. What does inspired by TikTok when you're making a Hercules live action movie mean?
Yeah.
They're all gonna do a dance.
That's what I was gonna say. Sick
My
little
name
choreo.
is Hercules, and I don't know what that means.
Oh my
Hercules.
God. Hercules.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, and then the post is like, yeah, this is gonna be a train wreck. I absolutely, yeah, definitely a train wreck.
But
think
will you
Disney's
tune in
reaching
to
the-
watch it?
Will you
I
go
think
see it?
Yeah.
Disney's reaching the point where, like, they've remade a lot of movies, but now they're getting into the questionable ones that they've kind of like, they're not doing quite. They're not sure if they're gonna do because the stories are just weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that all these remakes, they're reaching a point where it's gonna get harder to make them. They're just gonna completely just reboot the whole thing.
Yeah, everything. I feel like it's for profit though, obviously, because
Of
they
course.
know that people are going to show up and pay for that as opposed to a new concept.
Mhm.
But yeah, Hollywood's running out of ideas, man.
Yeah.
We were looking for a sport that Sofia could compete in for the Olympics, and
No, what is it?
we found it.
Who's the star of the show? Miriam Hamburg.
This
Yeah,
is apparently
I'm number
something
one,
called
shaking her ass for the judges. She knows that's at least
dead diving.
least an extra
Dead diving.
point on
Dead
the
diving.
dive. Full
No,
sprint.
no, no.
Spin.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
It's composed with
So you shake
style,
your ass a little bit at the top,
over-rotate, perfect
and then you just
finish. Good
dive
job,
like
Miriam.
a dead
And
dive.
she gets
She got
9.5
that was a
across the
9.5.
board. That's
That's
first place.
great.
She's excited in
That's
your
great.
face.
So there is hope for you,
Astrid-
Sophia,
Astrid's
athletically.
the last
Thank you,
chance.
thank
She's
you.
coming
This
for the
one.
title. The backflip.
Oh!
Miriam,
that's
celebrate
great.
in your face. Take
She's
that, Astrid.
celebrating.
You over-rotated. You
She's
didn't
like,
cheat
that
me
was bad,
in
but
your
it wasn't
face. I'm gonna
as
twerk
good
right in
bad
your
as
fucking
mine.
face. In your face, Astrid.
Okay.
The Norwegian people are
Oh,
crazy.
God.
They're very competitive with the death diving. And it's kind of cool, but I don't know how she thought she was going to finish that correctly.
Yeah.
It was just
So this
very
is
clear you were
called
back.
Norwegian death diving.
Oh, it's in Norway.
Okay.
Okay. So we found a sport that Sophia can go pro in.
What?
There you go.
Thank you. Yes.
Remember, because you were saying you were so non-athletic.
Oh yeah, at least I can do that. Can I jump off a ledge? Yes.
Can you jump? Can you shake your ass and jump off a ledge?
Yes.
Yes.
I will
All right.
break my face, but I'll do it.
All right. I want to do a couple more stories here, and then we're gonna get into the Namez way because Liz has to
Me.
go. And oh, Lizzie,
Don't go.
I know. I have a second grader. I gotta put to bed. And
Aw,
yeah.
motherly duties.
time
all right,
schedule.
we're gonna save the Kanye and the queer baiting stories for after you're gone, Sophia, because I want to dive a little deeper into that.
Well, let's get a little bit of Liz's take though on the Kanye one.
Oh, okay, Kanye. Did you
Yeah.
Did you have a take on Kanye, Sophia? Liz?
He's crazy.
All
I
right,
mean,
okay.
and it's messed up because he's saying now that did you watch that video, Big Chief, where he's saying I'm
This
not
one?
gonna say
Oh yeah, yeah, that one.
And I questioned the death of George Floyd. It hurt my people. It hurt the black people. So I want to apologize to hurting them because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing and by what the media is doing, I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now.
That's so bad.
Oh no.
So
Kanye.
That is so fucking cringe. It's
Oh.
painful.
cringe.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the one where he says he got misdiagnosed
Mm.
by
By
a doctor.
I'm not
and
gonna
I'm not gonna say his
doctor.
race, but he's a. And I'm like,
And
I'm
then he
sorry.
crosses his arms
I mean, I know
and
he
he's like,
probably
"So
has
he's
mental
Jew."
illness. I have
Yeah.
family who speaks just like him, sadly, and yeah, that's why I laugh. But it's
Mhm.
like I want to say it's serious, but it's also Kanye, so I don't know. Oh, gosh, it's just a mess. It's so sad, and I hope it doesn't end tragic. Like that's what I think, because it's just he's so off the
Yeah.
rail right now.
He
Yeah.
had some post today where he was doing some he was saying he was misdiagnosed. This was just a couple of hours ago. He was misdiagnosed and he posted the guy Harley, who was a trainer, blah blah blah. Where they said hey, if you don't get your shit together, we're gonna commit you and we're gonna put you in zombie land. So some of that is a little scary because there is people that want to control celebrities. So there is
Mhm.
something to that. But man, the shit he's saying is just so insane. This here, though, is a little virtual signaling. Goodwill is rejecting Yeezys and will not sell them at any of their locations. That's just stupid. Because number one, people ain't gonna take their Yeezys to Goodwill. And number two, it doesn't do shit. And also, Goodwill is not a good place to go take your charity stuff because they're a for-profit company. So Goodwill
Glad
is
you said that.
Goodwill is not shit. So that is blatant.
And
that
it's
is
just jumping on
pandering.
the us too, okay? We don't support him, but it's just for PR.
All right, and then I want to do something fun real quick with Liz while we're here because and Cyro's here. Cyro's in the chat. So let's how you doing, Cyro? All right, so I would like to talk a little bit about zodiac signs in pop culture.
Ooh.
All right. So are you familiar with them? Okay, so we have 3 different movies here. We have Star Wars, we have Breaking Bad, or we have Mean Girls.
Oh,
which of those would you like to break down?
I guess I want to talk about Mean Girls more.
All right, Mean Girls. All right. Tell me if you agree with this. This is what I found. Okay. We'll start with Regina, and you tell me whether she is. All right, we got Regina.
Well, wait. Before you show it, ask her what she thinks she is.
No, I'm going to give her the 3 actors that they have here, and then I'm going to try to have you tell me which one you think their sign is, okay?
Okay.
So we have Regina, Katie, and Karen Smith, okay? One of them is an Aquarius, one of them is a Capricorn, and one of them is a Pisces. Can you tell me which one is which?
I'm trying to remember which one is Karen. Is that Amanda Seyfried?
Yeah, Karen is Amanda Seyfried. Katie is
the main character. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Caddy.
So we got a Capricorn, an Aquarius, and a Pisces. Which one is which?
You see, because I wouldn't even think Regina was. You said Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces.
Yeah, those are the 3 signs, and it has their birthdays, like their canon birthdays.
Oh, they're canon birthdays. See, this is because I would think Regina was either a Libra or a Leo, or even I would even go as far as an Aries.
Okay.
She gives me that fire sign.
Fire sign feeling.
Fire sign.
Yeah. But if it's canon, I guess you said Capricorn, Pisces.
Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius.
Oh.
Maybe Capricorn for Regina.
Capricorn for Regina.
Katie, Pisces.
Okay.
But I don't think. I think I would put her. I know, but you should tell me before I would do some research. Oh gosh, she gives me
What's she giving?
What are you thinking? Are you thinking rising? Are you thinking what are you?
No, just regular sun. That's too complicated if we get into that.
Okay.
But okay, so I'll put her in the Pisces and then Aquarius for Amanda Seyfried's character.
All right, so you got the first one right. Regina George is a Capricorn, November 12th, 1987, who exhibits a lot of negativity personality traits within this sign. Capricorns are ambitious, blah, 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 blah. Katie is actually the Aquarius.
She's the Aquarius.
She's the Aquarius. She's not necessarily a typical Aquarius. However, she does share a few of the personality traits. Katie is loyal and thoughtful to her friends. And then Karen is the Pisces, March 10th. Creative, dreamy, and compassionate are the titles there. All right.
November 12th is Scorpio, is what Cyro said.
November 12th is Scorpio. Well, she should be writing the article.
Wrong. Exactly.
Got it wrong.
I don't know. Here it says Regina George, Capricorn, November 12th. I'll share it just so you guys can see where I got it from. Right.
Yeah, because out of all of them, I would mainly put Katie in as a water sign if I had to, place her. I think.
Damn,
wait, Lizzie, do you know our signs? Do you know mine and Lou's?
Lou's a Taurus.
Ah, damn, you know.
And you are.
Guess.
What's the
Are you Leo?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Damn.
Well, I kind of guessed your birthday around the time.
That's true.
I have a good memory with monthly birthdays, not the day. I'm not that good with my memory, but I remembered and then I have to pick if it's Leo or what's the other July? Cancer. No, not
Cancer, is it? No,
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
All right, so here's another cool one that I saw. I guess Han Solo is an Aries.
And Claudia here knows like your whole chart.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God, Claudia.
Damn, Syra.
You should have
Syra
her.
with the
I
Syra with the
forgot. Wait, hold
facts.
on. Let me take a picture of that because I forgot. I'm a Libra.
You know, I was
rising,
gonna say
Leo sun,
Scorpio,
and
but I
Scorpio
didn't think your
moon.
birthday was soon. So the Scorpio rising now makes
That's
more
fine.
sense.
Cancer moon.
Syra knows everyone.
Syra's on it.
Cancer moon.
All right, Syra, let me
Yeah.
know if you agree with this one. Aries, Han Solo. Taurus is Rey is a Taurus.
Right.
Obi-Wan is a Cancer. Anakin is a Gemini. That makes sense.
Anakin
Padme,
is a Gemini. I don't see that. Says the
who's high?
Gemini.
Padme is a Leo. C-3PO is a Virgo. I guess when he was
No,
created.
see, I think C-3PO is a Gemini.
Oh, what does that mean? What's up with Geminis?
Oh gosh, we get so much hate, but you know
Mm.
what? It's okay.
Darth Vader's a Capricorn. Does that make sense?
Well, Regina was a Capricorn, right?
Yeah.
So, wow.
And Luke Skywalker's a Pisces. All right, I'm
Hmm.
gonna give you. I found this other one here. Maybe all right. So I'm gonna give you 3 characters, and you tell me if you tell me what sign they are. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna give you Jacob Black from Twilight.
Okay. I know.
Lucy from Peanuts,
Okay.
and I'm gonna give you Lord Voldemort from Harry Potter.
Voldemort?
Okay.
Voldemort.
So I think I'm gonna put Jacob.
They're all at the same sign. All 3 are the same sign.
They're the
So-
same sign? No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Okay, Voldemort and Lucy from Peanuts. Oh my gosh. And Jacob. Okay.
Syro.
Maybe they're a Scorpio.
Syro, you know what? Syro, you know you can click on that other link that I sent in the chat, and you can join whenever
Syra,
you want.
just join. Just get in here already.
Yes.
Mm.
I think they're a Scorpio.
Okay. I have them here as Capricorn.
I'm not. Wow, people. Okay, I
What?
thought Gemini's got hate. Why is every Capricorn getting the villain?
Yeah. Whoever wrote
All
this
right,
hates Capricorns.
I know.
All right,
Apparently.
All right, I'm going to give you 3 more, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to give you, because this is all confirmed zodiac signs
So
of
it's
fictional
canon.
characters.
Okay.
Yeah, confirmed zodiac signs of fictional characters.
Gotcha.
All right. I'm going to give you 3 more, okay?
Okay.
Kermit the Frog,
Okay.
Oh.
Katniss Everdeen,
Okay.
and Tinkerbell.
All right. I'm
I'll give
gonna
you more.
say-
Actually, you know what? I'll give you more of this. These are all from the same sign. I'm going to give
Same
you
sign?
more. Yeah,
Okay.
see more.
Oh.
Kermit the Frog, Jerry Seinfeld,
Okay.
Charlotte Lucas from Pride and Prejudice, whatever that means, Jack from Titanic, Katniss, Shrek, and Chewbacca are all this same sign.
I'm gonna guess Taurus.
Correct.
What?
Shrek.
Yeah.
Shrek is a Taurus. No offense, Big Chief. It's a
Yeah.
compliment. Shrek gave it away for me. Shrek is 100% a Taurus.
Why?
And I think Sarah would agree with me. He's a homebody. He is like, get away from my house. I don't want any guests. I don't want nothing. I don't want no drama. Like his attitude is yells Taurus to me. I mean, I'm married to one, so I know.
Grouch.
Grouch. They're grouch.
All right, I'm gonna give you another sign, all right?
Okay.
All right. This is Chuck Bass from Gossip Girl. I don't know if you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Bonnie Bennett from Vampire Diaries. Lily Potter.
Okay.
Dean Winchester from Supernatural. Lisa Simpson from The Simpsons. And Styles from Teen Wolf.
Oh,
Are
gosh,
all
I
the-
only know.
all-
I only know Lisa and Chuck Bass. So
Okay, well, those two. Tell me if you can guess that sign.
I think I'm gonna say Aquarius.
Damn.
What?
Lisa Simpson is. I think she's an
Aquarius.
Yeah.
Aquarius. All right, I'm
I
gonna
don't
give you
think
one
Chuck
more because
Bass,
you're
if
too
he's
good.
canon, I don't think he would be an Aquarius in real life based on his personality. But Lisa gives me Aquarius.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna give you one more. Okay. All right.
One more.
We already did. Did we already do Juliet? No. Okay, we're gonna
No.
go Juliet Capulet from Romeo and
Oh.
Juliet. Harry Potter.
Okay. I already know.
Oh, I
Samantha-
already know. Yeah, Harry Potter's birthday.
He's a Leo.
Samantha Jones, Winnie the
Everybody
Pooh.
knows his birthday.
All right, never mind then. I'll do another one.
Yeah, everybody knows his birthday.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go James Bond,
Okay.
Mickey and Minnie Mouse,
Mm.
PETA from Hunger Games, PETA,
Peter.
Molly Weasley from
Okay.
Harry Potter, Bruce
Oh.
Wayne,
Okay.
and Miss Bennett from Pride and Prejudice. All are
Okay.
this sign.
I'm gonna
I wanna
say,
see
can I guess
Cy-
2?
Cy-
I always mix these 2 up in my head. Like, I don't see much different because I'm not like that in deep. So I would either say Sagittarius or Aries.
Sagittarius or Aries?
Yeah.
Which one is it? They are apparently Scorpio.
Scorpios. Okay.
and
Okay.
Sorry about that, Pisces.
Sorry, we got Pisces. Well, here's where they list. So
At least you
apparently,
got the water sign.
Aries, we had Captain Kirk, Scarlett O'Hara, Tony Stark.
Okay. Scarlet O'Hara's total Aries. I see that.
Taurus, you got right. Kermit the Frog. Gemini, Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Edward Cullen. Primrose Everdeen.
Edward.
Cancers, Clark Kent.
Hey.
SpongeBob is a Cancer, apparently.
Superman said Cancer. That's funny.
Han Solo's a Cancer. Indiana Jones. Leo, Juliet, as we said.
Han
Virgo.
Solo's not a Cancer.
Virgo, Bella, Swan, Hermione.
Or Indy.
Gwen Stacy, Libra, Carrie Bradshaw,
Okay.
Carolyn.
Carrie Bradshaw, 100% Libra. Some people
100%.
argue she could be Leo, but I love Sex and the City,
Why?
by the way. So Carrie Bradshaw's 100% Libra.
Well, not Harrison Ford, Cyro. Harrison, but this is
Uh,
canon from. This is confirmed
Oh.
character,
The
fictional
character,
character.
right? Yeah.
Character,
The
yeah,
characters, yeah.
Yeah, the characters. Well, you guys, like I
Wait.
said, guys should do a whole show.
We should.
Actually-
I could talk about this stuff forever.
Honestly, actually, speaking of, I need help, you guys. I need dating advice. Who should I date when it comes to signs?
If you're a Leo,
If I'm a Leo, yes. And I mean, the whole thing, Cyro put all of it. What is
The
it?
whole
Libra
thing.
rising, Leo sun, Scorpio moon. Who's my soulmate?
I see. For me, I like the just personality wise. That's like
Uh-huh.
what I like learning about. So the dating stuff, the matchmaking, I'm not really.
Uh,
Usually what they match fire signs with other fire signs. So it'd be like what Aries and Sagittarius. But as a Leo,
Uh-huh.
I think you could go for a water sign. I
Okay.
think that Leos love to be loved. So and water signs love very deep. So in my very rookie opinion.
What are the water signs? Because okay, my coworker is like obsessed with astrology, and she's like, "You need a Sagittarius." And I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
another fire, okay,
okay.
another fire sign.
Oh, okay. I know no.
Yeah,
Sagittarius.
Syra is very complex. The compatibility, it's hard
Damn.
because
Damn.
it's so much. Like she said, there's a rising sign and a moon sign, and not
Who
just
do
your
I
sun.
bang and who do I stay away from? That is my question. Damn it.
I like Joe Klein trying to be the turd in the punch bowl. Just trying to say that Star Wars characters are in a different galaxy and thus have different constellations.
Whoa.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
all
a
right.
fair point.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your contribution. I appreciate that. All right, here's a couple of quick hits for you, and then we're gonna get to Namez way. All right, who would win in a fatal 4-way combat? No dragons or helpers.
All right. Well, I haven't seen House of Dragons.
Sophia.
Oh, okay.
4-way battle royale, fist in hands. Who's winning this fight?
No dragons or helpers. Definitely. Okay,
Yes.
Sophia, go first.
I think.
I don't know, man. Daenerys has the
I think
dragons.
the
but she's-
actress that plays Rhaenyra, just because. Put more
Oh yeah,
prosecco in it. What was that
she's
TikTok?
tough, right? She's non-binary too. The actress.
Yeah, no, that TikTok that went viral. That was like, what the fuck was it? Where she was describing her drink sensually. It went viral. You haven't seen it?
Yeah,
I'll
no, I
send
haven't
it to
seen
you.
it.
Okay, I'll send it to you. You're gonna play it, but I'll say
No,
Rhaenyra.
they were giving interviews shit because they say a lot of the other actors and they haven't been inviting her on a lot of talk shows, and they think it
Mhm.
might be because she's non-binary. But I don't. But she did do some press at the beginning, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Lena Headey, who plays Cersei, is probably like the one that I would be the most afraid of in a fist fight.
I don't know. I feel like she's all talk no. You know.
Breezy.
Breezy
but
said, if
I'll
she
watch
still
it.
had a
Breezy,
kid, she's on.
thank you for tuning in.
So had her kids. Yeah, that's true.
I think Lena Headey. I think she's probably the toughest one out of all of them.
In real life,
probably
for
would-
sure.
Allison would go down first.
She would cry.
Daenerys is a little slight, I think. So I think she would also not be. She wouldn't be that much of a thing. So I think it would be between Rhaenyra and Cersei.
She would
Myself.
put up a fight, but like, no, yeah, it'd be Cersei and Rhaenyra at the end for
All
sure.
right, and then how about this one? No dragons. Who wins?
Oh, that one's hard because a lot of them are like swordsmen. Well, I already know.
I mean, Jon Snow was a fucking beast, but the Kingslayer with both hands, Kingslayer with both hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was toying with people, and Dario or whatever his name is,
Naharis. Yeah.
Naharis, Damon or Aemon.
It's between Damon and Kingslayer for sure.
Kingslayer for me.
Yeah, right. I think so too.
I think the Kingslayer wins that.
Yeah.
At his peak. At his peak.
Yeah.
All right, so we knocked out some pop culture stuff. We're gonna keep talking about some other stuff, but before we let Liz go, we're gonna do a little no Namez.
Let's do it.
Now it's time for
No Namez way.
No Namez way. No Namez.
On unanimous advice for unqualified podcasters, Sophia's got a master's degree in something or other, and
still unqualified.
I tested 139 on my IQ many blunts ago, and Liz is a streamer and mom, so various forms of understanding of degrees. Our first question comes to us from favorite donuts. No, comes to us from Joey Bag of Donuts, and his question is, what is your favorite donut? Simple enough.
Yeah.
You go for a nice glaze, the maple bar, a cruller. You go for a powdered.
The raspberry jelly.
Raspberry
glazed.
Jelly.
Glazed. Yeah, can't go wrong. Or lemon filled too.
Ooh, lemon? What a donut?
Yeah, lemon.
Feels so
That's
weird.
like my weird. Like I'll throw a a curveball there.
Yeah, not gonna lie. I recently got into the lemon one.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like the chocolate. Oh, well, hold on. I like two. The one with the chocolate on top that's stuffed with whatever that white cream is.
Sure
Pun,
you do.
pun not intended. And then the lemon one.
You really need a date.
I really do. So Sagittarius. So who do I date?
All right. Let's see. Glazed. Cyrus says glazed. I got two. For the longest time, it was just old fashioned for me. I love like just real simple old fashions, but now the places that make those maple bars with the bacon bits on it, those are goated now. Those are like the best. It's the maple bar, but they got the little bacon bits on it. It's the savory and sweet aspect of it. It's so good.
Amazing.
So good. Fancy donut places can get it. I like those. All right.
Any
All
and
right. All right. Mookie 101 asked us, I love the Mets, but getting beat by the Padres is like getting beat up by the friendliest person in school. Why? Oh, God.
Was that you, Lou?
No, it wasn't. It was probably somebody from Twitter, though. Look, as a Mets fan, living in San Diego, it was a really bad week or so because, like I said, I've been living in San Diego for 20 years, but I've always gone to the Mets games when they play it with the Padres. And 90% of the time we lose. This year I went to the game where the Mets won, so I didn't want to play them in the playoffs, but we did, and then we got beaten. I had to hide myself in shame. And then the Padres beat the Dodgers, which was good, but then they got beat by the Phillies. So
yeah.
Listen, if it's not your team, life is always better in the city that you live in if the home team wins. People, and it's unfortunately it's a fact. Like in different states, people beat their wives less when the team is winning. Like that is a verifiable fact.
That's true.
In places like Wisconsin, in places like that, when the Phillies or the Packers or teams like that lose, spousal abuse goes up. So it is a fact of life. Life is better, whatever city you live in, when the home team wins, life is better in that city. Just it is. So so as soon as the Mets beat the Padres, even though the Padres beat the Mets, even though I'm a fucking Mets fan for life, I was rooting for the Padres against the Dodgers, and I was rooting for the Padres against the Phillies. So
didn't they release that thing in England for a soccer match when they lost? They started releasing PSAs telling the people, like the men, when you go home tonight, because it was like a big upset or something.
Absolutely.
They were telling the men, like, don't take it on your eyes. They were releasing ads. It's messed up. It's
fucking horrible. It's horrible.
It's everywhere too. Like
England, in Europe, soccer, not just baseball, soccer, football, everything. It is horrible. Do better. Do better, man.
Seriously. Lou, I had a question for you about the Mets and the Yankees. Like, when do you choose? When does a New Yorker choose which team they're going to root for?
That's a good one.
Is it divided by like why? How is it divided?
Well, for me, I grew up and I'm old as fuck. So the last time the Mets won the World Series was in 1986, and I was living 30 blocks away from the stadium. I lived like 30 blocks away from where the Mets. So I would hear the crowd from them, and I grew up in Queens, which is primarily a Mets town. Karina says, "I think I'm done with men after that story." Yes.
Yeah.
So I became, and then when I first came here, I watched the football game, and it was the New York Giants versus the Buffalo Bills. They were in the Super Bowl, and I was like, these two teams suck. And I was like, is there another New York team? And they're like, the Jets. And I was like, okay, that's my team. So sometimes it's random. Sometimes it's mostly like anything. If you have family or stuff that were rooting for the team previously, they sort of pass it on to you. But once you pick the Mets or the Yankees, or you pick the Jets or the Giants, you pretty much have to stick to one side. Although there is sometimes they say you have to be, if you're a Jets fan, you have to be like an Islander fan and a Mets fan, but you can be whatever you want. Something funny that I found out, because I saw a picture of George R.R. Martin, and he was wearing a Yankees hat, and apparently he's a Jets and Giants fan at the same time, which makes no sense. That's like being a Chargers and Raiders fan, or a Padres. Yeah, exactly.
It's weird.
So it didn't really make any much sense. So, all right. Next question comes to us from Grapefruits Like Me, and he says, "What came first, the chicken or Lewis's head?" Also, Sophia's eyebrows remind me of my favorite book, The Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah.
I love your
that
eyebrows.
was definitely, thank you. That was definitely Higgs, wasn't it?
Higgs doesn't
matter.
It definitely has to be Higgs. Definitely, yeah. All right, here's our last question. The new guy asks, my girlfriend of just over 6 months was engaged to someone that died tragically after they were together for 4 years and were months away from getting married. I met her about a year after it happened, and we started talking, and it became physical only at first. Then we began to develop feelings and finally were official. That is to say, between all of this, it's been 2 years since her fiance passed. The issue is that now, occasionally, when you are together and things are getting physical and emotional, as in we're making love, not just having sex, she will occasionally moan her fiance's name.
No.
"Oh, Edgar, I love you so much." Not real name, obvious. It's very low, but I caught it a few times, and then when I stopped, she seemed confused and denied doing it, saying I misheard it. I let it go, but it has happened a few times, only when we are in deep emotional sex, not when we are casually banging. I think she likes me, but is not 100% there when we are in our most emotionally vulnerable, so I am having second thoughts. Signed, the new guy.
Well, that one's rough.
That is rough, man. Okay.
I mean,
Okay, wait. So they've been dating 2 years after her ex.
No. They've been together for 6 months. She was dating for somebody for 4 years. He met her about a year after he died, and then they started talking for about 6 months, and then they were official 6 months after that. So they started being together 18 months after he was dead, and it's been and right now it's been 2 years since he passed.
Okay.
So he died a year later. They met 6 months later. They started having sex, and they're official.
I like Joe Clem's advice. I think that's the best.
Change your name to his name. Therapy. Yeah, therapy for the win. What the
yes, I was going to say that too, Karina.
Therapy.
Therapy. She needs, it's sad because she had a huge loss. This is the man she was going to marry. And as somebody who's been married over 10 years, I know I'm young, but I got married very young. I suggest you need to talk about it. Yeah. You need to sit down and tell her, I can hear you say his name, and let's unpack. And that's you gotta communicate. Communications.
Yeah. It seems, I mean, I don't know that there's like a time frame, an appropriate time frame. I think everyone functions differently, but it seems like maybe she jumped into dating a little too soon after. Like, you have to grieve the process. I mean, that was your partner, the love of your life, and then they died. That's a huge loss.
A year might have not been enough.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like she's whispering his name when they're fucking. So I think That's problematic. Karina's right. She needs to do therapy. She needs to unpack everything and really go through grief, not trying to avoid it. Like we've said multiple times in the show. Like,
Yeah, my only thought is that if it doesn't come up when they're just casual, because you said the relationship started as mostly sexual at first, right? So it had been a year after he died. You started talking to each other, and then you one day you started having sex. So it looks like the relationship was built from the floor of the sexual connection, then developed the feelings. And it's not happening when you just knock one out or when you guys are casually having sex or drunk sex. It's only happening when you're getting into the nitty gritty, emotional, body on body, kind of super connected, super vulnerable, which means in those most precious instance, it's the super emotional part is still there with the other guy.
Yeah.
Right. So that means she's not ready to give you all of herself. So that's kind of where you're at. So you're in a situation where she's not ready to give you everything yet. She's giving you herself. She's giving you physically. You can have fun with her sexually. You can have a fun relationship. I think you need to take a step back and just be what it is. And because if you can't deal with the fact that in those most vulnerable moments, she's not thinking about you, she still has something from her past, and you want to be that thing, then, like you said, you both probably need a little therapy because you're choosing somebody that's unattainable and she's not ready to let go of the past.
Yeah, she definitely sounds like she's emotionally unavailable. Like, I think that's super problematic. It happens only when they're deep in making love, and then it resurfaces. It's kind of like, I feel bad for the submitter. I feel really bad because that's rough. It's like the person you love is still holding on to an ex, essentially, even though
and
they
you
passed
can't
away.
force her. You can't force her. That's not forced. Listen, just it's really hard to take a step back and go back from a relationship to being casual, but you probably have to take a step full back and see if that's the only thing that's holding the relationship is the casual sex, then the relationship isn't really there at all.
Yeah, sounds to me like it started as a rebound, and he's caught feelings, over time, like deeper feelings. And like I said, communication. You gotta tell her how you feel, and then go from there. And if she can't get there, then or therapy, or try to find some common ground and talk about it. I always say that. Like, that's the biggest advice. You gotta talk about it.
Yeah, and another big tell is the fact that when you mentioned it, she said, "Oh, you misheard me." Like, she's not even acknowledging or aware of this, or at the very least, maybe she's aware, but she wants to avoid it. So it means that she hasn't even started the process of like moving forward and moving on. Physically, she has, but emotionally, she's still tied.
Yeah,
So,
she wants to have sex. Yeah, she wants to have sex. She just doesn't want to have emotional love making. She's not ready to make love and give that to somebody. She's ready to give up the booty, but not the heart.
Yeah. Oh man, best of luck. I'm sorry.
All right, that's where we're gonna leave it.
That's where we ended.
That's where we're gonna.
The booty.
She's ready to give up the booty, but not her heart. All right, Lizzie, thank you very much for hanging out with us today. It's been long running. We got an open invitation where you kind of
I had so much fun. I would love to come back.
Come back always. You're always invited. We love you.
Next time, you're only allowed if Syra was with you.
Yes, I need her backup. She's the pro. I'm just the apprentice.
We need to break down. We need to break down some characters through Syra's point of view. 100%. All right, thank you for hanging out with us.
Love you.
Thank you. Good night,
Bye,
everybody.
Liz.
Thanks for having me.
Right, as Ms. Lizzie exits stage left.
Dizzy, Ms. Lizzie. Everyone go watch her Twitch, okay?
Yeah, follow her on Twitch.
Follow her
sometimes
on Twitch.
You'll see me on there hanging out with her. All right, Syro. Hope you can stay out. Thanks for hanging out with us. Karina, Joke Line. Thank you everybody that's stopping by. All right, we're gonna knock out some more stories. Let's remove Lizzie from there. All right, cool. Anything personal? Anything else going on with you, Sophia? Before we knock into these?
Oh yeah, we didn't do personal news, huh?
No, we didn't. Well, we did my rant at the beginning.
We did this really fucking cool ofrenda, my family and I. It was 7 levels.
I saw it.
Yeah, it was super cool. We celebrated Dia de los Muertos because my dog passed away earlier in the month, last month. And so we had a new picture to put up. So that was kind of beautiful. Do you celebrate Dia de los Muertos?
I did my first ofrenda this year. It was kind of a half-ass one, but I wanted to do one for my dad and for Tango. So I put up their pictures. I put up some whiskey and some water and some I didn't have the right breads or anything, and I couldn't really cook anything, so I put just some basic stuff up in there, and I didn't have the flowers or stuff, but I think it was more the thought that counted, and just putting up a little thing.
Yeah.
And I let the windows and the back door open, and I did the thing, and I lit some candles for them, so it was cool. So I didn't want to culturally appropriate, but I think that I've been in San Diego and around Mexicans, as an honorary Mexican, I felt that it was cool, and I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Next
it's not
topic.
necessarily. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that, like, I don't think it has to be necessarily a
No.
Mexican thing. I think it's just
No.
if it's coming from a place of love to remember those who passed away, go for it. So
It did help me. I had a good cry. I had some memories, had some stuff, and it was a good thing. All right.
Yeah.
Next question. We're gonna get in. It's gonna get really gay here.
Oh yes.
It's about to get gay.
Let's get gay.
Sophia, would you date somebody that looks exactly like you?
No. I can't even do same name, even if they look super different. I can't even do same name.
So like 5 foot something Latina with big eyebrows.
I would, but do they look like me? Like it's like a doppelganger?
Not necessarily, but it's like they look similar to you. They look like a you type.
No. Like
Okay,
I wouldn't be closed off to it, but no.
All right. So people laugh at me so Miss Argentina and Miss Puerto Rico announced that they are married.
Yeah.
The couple, Mariana Varela and Fabiola, their names even sound Mariana Varela and Fabiola Valentin, kept the relationship secret since meeting at a Miss Grand. But I mean, they're not exactly they're not exactly the same.
No, they're very different.
But they're both supermodels. And
put the video.
What's the video?
Go on their IG. Well, there's a video of like them announcing that they got married, and I got so gay. I was like screaming. I was like, yes, I love this. You have to play it.
Can you send me the link, or what's their IG?
It's here. Hold on, let me send it to you. But it was.
Send it to me. Send it
I
to me
was like, Lou, you sent me the gayest shit, and it was amazing.
No, but I mean, they're both beautiful.
No, they look nothing alike though. I stalked them both before the podcast just so I knew who it was, and they look nothing alike.
They don't look nothing alike. Like, look at them, the lips, the little noses,
Go to pictures though. Like I'm like, one's white, the other one's brown. One has black hair, one has brown hair. It's Argentina and Puerto Rico. Like they look nothing alike, in my opinion.
All right, we'll look at the video. But you wouldn't be able to date somebody that kind of looked the same as you like that?
I disagree. I don't think they look the same. So in that case, yes. But if they actually looked like me, then no. Turns me off.
It does turn you off? Yeah,
it's just weird. I already don't like dating anyone that looks like me even a little. Like when my ex-boyfriend, one time we went to dinner and they were like, "Are you guys cousins?" I was like, "Oh, that's a weird question." Dumped him immediately.
Do you think people start looking at themselves like each other when they date for a while?
But yes, if you start wearing the same clothes and because you also take up each other's mannerisms. Like you start talking like each other a little more, saying the same slang. So I would say yeah.
Okay, as you find that and send it to me.
I already did. I sent it on Messenger.
All right, cool. I'll check it right now. This is a website that I found recently. We go to that. Yeah.
Is that Amsterdam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
So this is a website, driveandlisten.herokuapp.com. This is that just you can it just lets you drive around different cities and listen to the radios in those towns. So this is just
very cool.
So this I don't know why, but while I was working, I had this up and it seemed very relaxing because you can just sort of pick a city and there's a guy driving around. And then you can switch the radio stations. You can turn the street noise off. I have it at one point at two, so you can do a little. There's so many fucking so many bicycles in Amsterdam though.
Oh my god, it is actually scary, dude. I rode a bicycle in Amsterdam and like we fucked up. We did the fucking weed brownie, and we went to rent bicycles. Went to a park, did the brownie, and we needed to return these bikes. And
you got lost
driving in Amsterdam. No, it's not that we got lost. Is that it's like harder than driving a car. Like there's lights, there's stops, there's signs to merge. Like there's things that you have to do, ethics to fucking riding a bicycle.
There's so many of them. There's so many fucking bikes.
So many, and we almost died like on the way back because we were high as fuck trying to do this. Do not ride a bicycle while you're high. That was
Right.
terrible.
So this is the drive and listen site. So you can go London, London, UK. You can go to Rome. And they just have people driving around the major San Francisco. So all the cool stuff. It's just a cool little website. This is called Drive and Listen. I'll put the link in the sorry, hold on a second. Drive and Listen. I'll put the
Did I freeze?
No, you're good. I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the chat, Mello. It is kind of a really cool, like, melodic. Like, listen, if you put it on in the background, you can watch it, and then you can change the radio stations. Like, you can do NPR. You can do the different things. It's pre-recorded stuff, so it's not like live, but it is kind of a cool website. Like Wuhan, China was Wuhan, China.
Beijing, Barcelona. That's
Beijing,
pretty
Barcelona.
Cool.
Yeah, like I was watching the Amsterdam stream for a long ass time.
It's a beautiful city. Yeah.
Look, I watch a guy on Twitch that all he does is he lives in Japan and he rides around his bicycle all over the place in Japan and live stream and just goes shopping in there and stuff like that. So I love this kind of just slice of life. Just this is what it's like to just be driving around the city once in a while. So
that's awesome. I'm in Brazil right now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're all the way in Brazil. So that's the cool site for the week. All right, cool. Let me get that. Let me pull up that message you sent me real quick. And then
yeah, I lost my fucking mind.
Yeah. So that's super.
Great.
Let's get gay in here.
Getting gay in here. You don't understand how happy my little gay heart was. I was like, fuck.
Bless your little gay heart.
My little gay heart could not stand it. We're still talking about the Miss America. What the hell?
I can't have the music playing, but
music is so great. They're adorable.
Oh my God.
They're adorable. This is so gay. I love it. And they're married.
Oh my God.
They're so beautiful.
Is this like the hottest gay couple on the planet, though?
Hottest gay couple in the whole world.
They
I
must
could never,
be
like, dude.
They're like the
dude.
They're like triple star lipstick, like
so hot.
Like not
beautiful.
Even like top of the line lipstick.
I know, and they found each other, and I can't get enough. I love
two lesbian supermodels.
Where's my wife? Oh my God, I'm so jealous, but also happy for y'all. Love is love. This is beautiful.
So yeah, like hands down, like top of the food chain, hottest lesbian couple of all time, right?
And they found each other. Oh yeah, and then another thing is like you don't get to see a lot of femme and femme relationships. I feel like a lot of times it's like a masked lesbian with like a lipstick lesbian or like a femme. And yeah, so this is rare. I was like, I was surprised by how happy I was watching this video.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, I do want to remind everybody that we are sponsored by the Digital Gym, or not sponsored, but I want to support the Digital Gym. They are here local in San Diego. So if we have any people watching locally that wants free passes to watch a movie, we are allowed to give away one pair of free passes a week.
Yeah.
The twist is you got to go with me or with Sophia. Just kidding. No, you don't have to go with me or Sophia. You can go with somebody else that's even hotter than us.
It'll cost you extra.
And you can watch a movie. So this week, Louis Armstrong, Black and Blue, till Tuesday, November 3rd. Pearl, which is a really good horror movie, starts Friday, November 4th. Me Llamaban King Tiger, a really cool movie that's starting that they're bringing back November 4th. And they're doing rom-coms and other videos here. So they're going to be doing You've Got Mail. All right, Cyro, it's a date. We're going.
Let's go, Cyro.
Just pick one of these and we'll go. You've Got Mail. They're also, when Harry Met Sally, they did the original Halloween November for the Red Shoes. So definitely go check out the Digital Gym in its new location. And we're allowed to give out one pair of tickets every show moving forward to somebody in San Diego. So we will pick somebody random from the chat that is local to San Diego each week and give away free tickets. Also for our guests. So if Liz wants to go, we'll give her free tickets as well if they're local. Cyro, if you want to go on a date with the hubby or with me and Sophia, we will get you free tickets. Just pick a time and we will kick it. So go to the digital gym.
Let's go. I love this digital gym. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Did you know that you can make up to $180,000 a year by selling your poop?
What?
So this is a real thing. This is something that came out on a TikTok, but the website is real. But there's a company called Human Microbes, and yes, they say, yes, we need your poop. And you have to do, and what they're basically looking for is people with like a perfect immune system or a specific immune system. They're looking for the 0.01% of people with healthy, unperturbed, disease-resistant microbes, because that's very important for research. And there's certain things that can only be found in shit. And what you can do is you have to go through a medical screening. They send you some stuff. You send them your poop. If your poop passes the mustard, you can sell them your poop continuously, and you can make up to 180 grand a year dealing your poop.
Yes. Oh my God, where do I sign up? Definitely, they're not going to want me. My immune system is trash, but I will try.
Let's sell our poop and make a movie, Cyro. Absolutely. All right. So everybody that we know needs to send in a sample to humanmicrobes.org and you can see if you qualify. Don't just take a shit and put it in an envelope. You actually have to fill out some information. You have to watch the video. There's something there. So it's a company that needs it for a legit reason, and they will. And then this girl on TikTok find out that you can harvest your dung for 180 grand a year.
I'm saving it. I'm bookmarking it. I'm coming back to this.
No, do not send samples to Big Chief Burrito. You send them to humanmicrobes.org, Joe Klein.
Oh man.
I will. Let's have a microbe in our poop competition. Who has the best poop?
I'm down. I'll participate. Let's do it.
All right. Election results in Brazil.
Lula.
Bolsonaro avoids conceding defeat but begins transition to winner Lula. He has not yet conceded. But you don't need to concede for an election to be over, as we both know.
No.
But he made a statement that as a president citizen, I will continue to follow all the commandments of our constitution, and he has allowed the transition of government to begin. Okay. But there's still people in Brazil doing blockades. They're crying. He only won like 51 to like 49%. So it was a very, very small margin of error. They were already obviously setting up, but Colombia, Chile, a bunch of other South American companies have had leftists win. Do you think this is a good direction that South America is heading in, Sophia? Or do you think eventually they're going to try to one of these countries? Because eventually, like the one thing they're saying, well, he hasn't conceded, so he could be planning a coup. But I mean, so far he seems to be going along with it.
He could, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's headed into the right direction as far as progressiveness and democracy goes. Yeah, Bolsonaro is he's just like the as fascist as it gets. He's homophobic. He's all the phobics, all the isms. So yeah, I think this is a good move. Good job, Brazil.
I mean, I agree. Yeah, and then the reason that he was locked up and the reason that they call him a criminal is because he was put in jail for corruption, but it was by Bolsonaro and those people, and it was like the lowest level, and so it wasn't like I don't know, it wasn't.
And I think they let him out because they couldn't actually find proof.
Yeah. So they had to let him out. He runs for president and he wins. It wasn't like Brazil was, so good. Like, I mean, every single politician in South America, Mexico, Central America is going to be corrupt to some degree or another.
Yeah.
It's just the levels of corruption and what they do when they're not being super corrupt that matters.
Sad but true.
All right. Daniel Radcliffe explained why he spoke out against J.K. Rowling's anti-trans beliefs, and he says not everyone in the franchise agrees with her. It is really important, as I've worked with the Trevor Project for more than 10 years, so I don't think it would be able to look myself in the mirror had I not said anything. So Harry Potter is turning on Harry Potter's creator.
Yeah, I mean, Harry Potter, jeez. Daniel Radcliffe is a very progressive, liberal type of person. I really like his political ideologies. So it's no surprise that he would speak out against J.K. Rowling. I think that's fine. I mean, the series has been over. He's not going to lose his job over it. And I think you can be a fan and have partook in Harry Potter and not agree with J.K. Rowling, because who does? No one. It's not that she's been canceled. It's just that no one can take her seriously any longer.
Yeah, I mean, as far as much as I have defended some turfs' ability to exist and to have their opinion felt, specifically, I defended Martina Navratilova, not because of her beliefs, but because of how much she had done for the lesbian community in the 90s and the 80s. And I sort of felt like the gay community sort of cannibalizes itself at times, and there's so much infighting in it, just looking at it, from the outside, that I thought, what is the harm in somebody like that saying these things? But the more I've learned about it, the more I've learned about trans over the last couple of years, which I didn't know shit about. The more I understand how this is effective of people. That doesn't mean necessarily that I have to go with everything that but then but then also learning more about it makes you understand that there are no people that are going to tell me that I'm a bad person if I don't want to date a trans woman. I'm not going to be called a sexist or a racist or transphobe if I don't want to, because that's my personal choice. And I think people that don't know anything about it, they hear these horror stories. Oh, they're telling us that we're transphobic just because I don't want to have sex with somebody that you know what I mean? Like that's kind of like the stuff that you have to get over when you're learning about something, so that you understand that it isn't what it is. There's not 80 billion men that are suddenly saying I'm a woman so that they can excel at women's sports. It's very few cases, and people amplify those things because they're afraid of that sort of change, right?
Yeah, 100%. And then I can't stand people like Jordan Peterson who have takes of they're mutilating our children and all this shit, when it's nobody's gonna go out of their way to have bottom surgery because of a fucking trend. I don't know. It's just the transphobia is it's so huge right now, and it's crazy because I feel like we've done a lot of progress when it comes to gay rights, to just lesbian and gay rights. But with trans people, it does feel like we're at the beginning of the battle, where people are like, don't talk about it, don't show it. I don't want to even see it. They're kind of la. Yeah.
They feel like they're teaching kids what? Don't teach kids trans.
Indoctrinating. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not teaching kids trans, it's just teaching kids that different types of people exist. That's all it is. It's not a big deal. It's not that big a deal. All right. I found this on Reddit, Sophia. Is this you?
Okay. Let my ghost.
This was on Reddit podcasting. Are you UK3664N?
How did you know, Lou? How did you know? Is this real? That is so messed up. No, I'm gonna punch you in the nuts if that was you.
No, that wasn't it. All right, let's see what this. How to befriend. Oh no, this is not. This is another tab. This isn't supposed to be here. This is for my own private research.
You're so stupid. What if people are just listening? It says how to befriend crows and turn them against your enemies.
How to befriend crows, and you can train crows. Crows are smart. You know that if you fuck with a crow, and other crows are born that weren't around when you were beefing with that crow, those crows will tell new crows, fuck that bitch, and those other crows will learn your face, and then they will also carry on the beef of the previous crows.
That is loyalty. I am here for it. I love that for crows.
Yeah, crows will carry a grudge and teach other crows, no, that person sucks.
That's beautiful.
So that is definitely research that I'm doing.
Sounds like my friend group.
How to befriend crows.
If we say we hate that person now, we hate them.
Let's feed them to the crows. A feast for crows. Remember? A feast for crows?
Yeah.
All right. One more topic that we need to dive into, because I think we're almost done with all the other stuff here. All right. Kit Connor. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So this is another instance of gay community sort of cannibalizing itself. Not cannibalizing itself, but the term queer baiting is something that's been around for a long time. They accuse Madonna of queer baiting in the 80s and 90s, where she would have gay dancers and she would kiss women on stage. Even you could say as much about 80s hair metal bands that had very androgynous looks, where some of the guys in Poison and other bands looked with their hair and everything just like women. And I guess queer baiting refers to being ambiguous about your sexuality to appeal to gay culture and gain a gay following, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what comes with queer baiting is, I guess, queer gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Because if you're accused of queer baiting, then the gay community feels that they have a right to know every person you fuck and to question whether or not you are queer enough
Mm-hmm.
to to act queer.
Right.
So there was a show called Heartstopper. It is literally about two male high school friends. One of them who is outwardly gay, the other one who is outwardly cis, but discovers that he clicks and starts hanging out with this gay kid, and they have feelings for each other. And then the guy realizes that he's bi. So that is the story of a show called Netflix, and he's played by Kit Connor, who played the kid who was a rugby player, who becomes bisexual, right? So they see him at a bar or at a club with a woman holding hands or in some sort of suggestive pose. And then the internet gay detectives go to work.
Yeah.
Ultimately accusing him of queer baiting because he's with a girl, and how dare he be with a woman, or how dare he not, you know, blah, 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 whatever it was, right? So he has to come on Twitter and says, you know, back for a minute, I'm bi. Congrats on forcing an 18-year-old to out himself. I think some of you missed the point of the show. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's like off Twitter, right?
Yeah, and now he's back off Twitter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is it? What is it about gay culture where they have to know about this right away? As a bi person, I really just want your take on this.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for sure. So queer baiting, first of all, I just want to say queer baiting started when it came to like shows. So it's very much because shows would
You
kind
don't
of
consider like
have,
Madonna in the 90s queer baiting?
I do, but I would say that it evolved into that. So what I'm saying is before that, it was more so a way of like having straight characters kind of like flirt, do suggestive things, kind of dangling the carrot in front of the queer audiences so that they can get the profit, but then not making it canon, so that they wouldn't ostracize the straight audience, right? Or cause any issues with religious people or whatever. So basically it's having your cake and eating it too. You can have two characters that are straight that do some gay things suggestively here, and it's enough to keep us hooked, but you know, then also it's not canon. So you don't have to actually be about it. So that's queer baiting, and it's more so when it comes to like shows and it's about making a profit. So as far as in real life, then yes, I think the profit is the biggest thing. It's more so like Madonna. Did she profit off of, you know, kissing girls and all of that? Katy Perry, I kissed her girl and I liked it. Harry Styles, you know, celebrities, when it comes to queer baiting in real life and like having celebrities adopt the queer aesthetic and like they're doing it for profit, I think that that's what would constitute queer baiting in real life. And I think I don't know. It's a difficult question because is it problematic? I mean, it's more demoralizing than anything because you're kind of, again, dangling a carrot. You're not really actually being about it. But at the same time, how much are we entitled to knowing people's sexualities, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like it gets into a dicey territory because like, it's not like racism or sexism. It's not something that is visual that you can see, right? Sexuality is fluid and it's hidden. And so you can't be the gatekeeper saying, hey, you're not gay enough, or hey, like he was holding a girl's hand and like therefore he was faking being bisexual or whatever. I don't know. For me, I've never been one to gatekeep. I feel like it's wrong to force people to come out of the closet. I feel like we are human and we love labels. We love to just be able to group things together in the most simplest fashion. That's what our brain does. It categorizes. So I understand the need and I understand the hurt of the community because we are not represented and we are ostracized. So I understand. However, that does not give anyone the right to gatekeep other people's sexualities. And first of all, this kid is 18 years old. Okay. At 18, you don't have to have shit figured out. There's people that don't come out until even their 40s. You don't have to have anything to do with sexuality figured out. Like, I feel like that's a very personal process. And so for this kid to feel like he got shamed into having to come out, I think it's disgraceful. I think it's a negative side to the community. I understand where it comes from, because at the end of the day, it does hurt when you have straight people profit off of queer aesthetic and queer culture. And so you can only take so many punches until you punch back. But I feel like we're punching at the wrong person here. Like, first of all, if he is bisexual and he's holding a girl's hand, that's not problematic. That's part of being bisexual. So I don't understand.
Right.
And then B, why do we need to gatekeep? It's sexuality. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where everyone needs to go through their own process, figure it out. You don't even have to have a label. Okay. So I don't know. There's something icky about it. And I feel like this is actually the downside to the community, because we're just forcing a kid out of the closet here, and he doesn't have to. He doesn't owe anyone anything. We're not entitled to know his sexuality or where his fetishes are. Like, that's just yucky. Like, I don't know, you guys, be better. I feel like queer baiting is an issue, especially if it's within TV shows or with celebrities and they're highly profiting off of it. However, that doesn't give us the right to gatekeep. That is it.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. A couple of more notes that I enjoyed from this article. The queer baiting accusation often lack nuance and ignore sexual fluidity. The problem with queer baiting accusations, they often presume queerness is binary. They ignore the fact that you can, at one point in your life, identify as straight only to realize or accept your queerness later on.
Oh, yeah.
A personal instance of queer baiting when you're 18, for example, say kissing your female friends for a laugh, could retrospectively be considered an exercise of queerness when you're 25 and realize, oh no, I'm actually just queer. They ignore the fact that sexuality is fluid, that a person can be dating another sex for a portion of their life and despite being queer, never feel the need to publicly label themselves. More than that, they assume an entitlement to know a person's sexuality at all, as if it's a right that others should be so invested in your romantic life.
Yeah.
It's also quite ironic that the definition of queer baiting implies there's a certain level of privilege that comes with being outwardly queer, which homophobic hate crimes would prove otherwise. Queer baiting has always been a complex concept because, yes, certain instances of it absolutely can perpetuate harmful stereotypes about queer people or reduce same-sex relationship to fetishes, but the term is thrown around without nuance far too often. Kit Connor experience is proof of that, and the worst has happened. A young man has been forced to come out before they're ready to, undermining his queer experience and potentially causing untold trauma. Now that he will be forced to deal with a wave of homophobia found to come his way, no one should ever feel forced to label themselves. Exactly. That's from Grazia.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's I don't know. It just feels like yucky to me. I don't know. I feel like sexuality needs to be something that, we can talk about, and I love it when people are gay and proud, and I do love that queer people get queer roles, right? But I don't think, again, that it's like so dramatically terrible if there's a straight person playing gay or a gay person playing straight. Right now, the girl playing Rainier is non-binary. Wow, I just said girl, then I said non-binary. Sorry, they are non-binary. So I don't know. It's a weird teeter. It's like we teeter between that whole topic that we talked about also race and actors, like or disabilities in actors, and like who can play who.
It's an ongoing thing.
It's an ongoing thing, yeah. And I feel like every community goes through it, but when it comes to queer baiting and it leading to outing people, I just feel like it's not tasteful. I don't know. Yeah.
Absolutely, Sophia.
Yeah. What do you think? What's your take, straight cis man?
My question is, where is it starting from? Is it like because this feels like it's coming from like progressive white male gays, or is it coming from young Generation Z young gays? And of course, Sophia would freeze right at that topic. Guys, we're live on a Thursday Mi Gente show. There, okay. She's back. Okay.
Was I just frozen, or when that happened?
No, you froze for a second. You froze right after I asked you like a super gay question.
Oh, damn it. What was the question? Wait, I want it.
Okay, so here you go. So my question is, what segment of the gay population is this coming from? Is this coming from progressive, like white male gays? Is this coming from Generation Z younger gays? Is this coming from like militant turfs? Is it where does the gatekeeping start? Who are the queer baiting reactionists that all of a sudden have to find out? What part of the gay community is that?
I don't know that it's like specifically like male gays or like lesbians or like that, any subset like that. But I do feel, and this is just my opinion, I think that it has to do with the people that are out and proud and apologetic about it, right? Because it does take a lot of bravery. And unfortunately, I know I'm going to get a lot less roles because I am so loud. I live my life very loudly. And I think that there's a lot of people that live their lives like that and kind of don't like when other people are so hidden and closeted all the time, but then can profit off of being queer kind of a little bit, but like not enough to like cause a scene. You know what I mean? It kind of sucks because it feels like the people that are moving that are progressing the movement forward are the people that are out and proud. And then there's some people that, have the luxury of not being out, and, queer baiting and stuff like that. So I feel like it comes from a place of bitterness, if anything. And I feel it. I'm petty. I understand. I get bitter too. I don't like when shows do that. But that doesn't give me the right to then judge people's sexualities. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what the fuck is going on behind closed doors, right? I know I have a lot of friends who are swingers. But they have a white picket fence and kids and would never fucking say it out loud to people. So sexual preferences is one of those things that I just feel like you shouldn't force people to come out. It's just not good. So I think it's best that we set our own bitterness aside in situations like these, especially when it's affecting an 18-year-old. Yeah, I don't know. That would be my first guess. Would be, I think it comes from like the bitter gays who are out and just keep getting punched by the world. It's hard out here, man. It's really hard. I think the fact why the post about the two femmes getting married, I think the reason why, because I started thinking, I'm like, why did it hit me so hard? And it's because I'm not exposed to that. It's usually, even within the lesbian community, it's usually like a masculine and a feminine girl together, right? So that never happens. So that representation is kind of like, wow, that's pretty cool. And so to have the opposite of that, of straight people, cis straight people who are profiting off of that, like let's say they come out one day and they're like, hey, we faked it all. That would suck, right?
Right.
So
well, yeah. So if there was footage 6 months from now of one of them with like some like basketball player or like Formula Ferrari driver at a club making out, does that belittle the whole thing for it? That would be like a queer baiting thing.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So, and I feel like the reason people are so reactionary around this stuff is because we live in a society that is not welcoming of gay people, queer people as well. And so it's difficult when somebody says they're about it and they profit off of it, but then they're not in practice. That's a big reason why I think a lot of lesbians hate bisexuals and biphobia comes from, is because a lot of the time, we'll date women and then we'll marry men and have children. And it's kind of like, understand why people would get hurt by that. Yeah.
Your girl gets a lot of shit for that.
Yeah. Which one?
Beatrice, whatever.
Yeah.
From Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. Stephanie Beatrice.
Yeah, Stephanie Beatrice. Well, in that scenario where, let's say, the two lesbians and then one of them got caught in a bond, it would be because they had not specifically said they were bi, and also because even if you say you're bi, people are still going to assume that you should only be with one of the two genders. That you should only be with one. That even though you say you're bi and you said this is who I am, even though they see you with a woman and they see you with a man, they would still think you're queer baiting because you're not supposed to actually be bi if you say you're bi, right?
Yeah, essentially, it's there's no pleasing people, and like I love the question right now that you asked of like who is it coming from, because I feel like it could come from all over the place.
Okay,
because everyone's deeply hurt in the queer community from somewhere, somehow, from some straight person, right? I feel like we are ostracized and attacked from every which way, And queer baiting is just like, it feels like an extra layer of betrayal because it's coming from somebody who's supposed to be in your community, but then they are not.
Right. They don't seem like it. I will say though, those two girls are like if somehow two Ferraris fucked. Just be like,
I know.
It's like a Maserati and a Lamborghini. Just yeah. I was like, oh my god, how beautiful!
It hurt my eyes. I'm like, how are you this beautiful? And
how are you
together, both of you, just stop it.
Like I would believe it if they like grew up in a lab like across the hall from each other and they were both like genetically made and all they saw was each other and they fell in love. But these are like two humans.
Yeah, I always did think of that though. I'm like, I'm nowhere near pretty enough to be a model, but when it comes to like shows like The Bachelor or stuff like that, you know how they get a house full of women and shit. I always think, I'm like, if I was ever to do that show, I would fuck one of the girls.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to happen.
Like,
it's got to have happened.
Like it has to happen. Like
just have to have some good NDA. All right, and then closing up this subject, this is another thread that I saw about it, but just kind of like Amanda Woody on Twitter. I don't care if a straight actor plays a queer actor, if a straight writer writes queer lit, if a straight musician sings about queerness, I don't care. Chances are that most of them are doing it because it resonates with them in a way that isn't our business. It's appropriation of our community. What do you think that? Because they don't wear a label, why do you feel you can dictate who should be allowed to create, consume queer art? Do you think your public label entitles you to interrogate and harass people for their identities? If they wear queerness like a costume, they should expect backlash. Is it a costume or are they exploring their identity? Why do you get to decide which one it is? By the way, did you know that people discover they're queer because they engage with queer art, characters, and styles? Also, side note from myself, I know countless people that had a shitload of kids and then discovered that they were gay or lesbian, and then they have kids and they're married but now they're married, and it's like that happens all the time. How will we know if we're supporting authentic creators? Nobody is stopping you from dedicating your support to openly queer artists. If you only want to support people who are out and fit your definition of authentic, do that and leave everyone else alone. Those who draw rigid boundary lines on who they believe should be involved with the creation of queer content are actively harming the community's most vulnerable members, those who can't safely come out, those who aren't allowed to, those who aren't sure yet. This is a really good thread. One of the biggest threats to queer creators, both out and closeted, comes from our own community. It's tragic that the people who should be uplifting queer art are instead some of the cruelest gatekeepers, all in the name of icing out anyone they feel doesn't belong. So she goes on, I don't care who producing queer art, et cetera, et cetera. And obviously at the end, this thread does not capture all the nuances, blah, blah. And of course, there's people having plain trans roles, straight voices historically being prioritized over queer ones, etc. This was a personal rant. So obviously there's that part of it.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely a projection of people's like hurt feelings just from living in this like heteronormative society. And I feel like we let it out, unfortunately, in the wrong areas, which is by attacking our own. And actually on that thread, I took a screenshot because I looked at it earlier when you sent it to me. And there was this comment that I really liked. It says, we jumped right from, it would be nice to see some accurate queer representation. And it would probably help if some of the creators, actors, etc. were queer themselves. To bully a seemingly straight person who dares to create queer art.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like it's one thing to say, it'd be nice to have representation. We're here for it. We will support it. To you have to be labeled. You have to be out. Like, fuck you if you're not. You're a toxic straight person profiting off of like queer representation. Like, yeah, no, I don't know. It's a stretch. And I feel like everyone just needs to be kinder, especially when it comes to the topic of sexuality, because it is fluid. And, one of my favorite podcasters are these two old lesbians who one was married forever, has like a ton of kids because she was in the Mormon church, and then found out she was a lesbian. Sometimes it takes a lot to unpack that compulsive heteronormativity. Like it takes so long, and this kid's frontal lobe isn't even formed yet. He's 18, bro. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Like he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he doesn't know yet. So he and the whole fact that he was in a show about this specific thing and people still like, all over it. Seems like a show.
Yeah. All right. You can't hold another person's hand, another girl's hand. Like
you can't hold another girl. You're what are you? Are you queer baiting? How dare you? We thought
Yeah.
you were one of us. I don't know. I don't
This
get
is
it.
really hurt people type of shit.
Yes,
I'm like,
definitely.
okay, who hurt you? Like, obviously, you're not okay. But
All right. We have one last video and then we'll get out of your way here.
alright.
This is something that also went viral this week, as we'll touch on it and then get out of your way.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but, like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and then on weekends they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people.
All right. So this video that we're watching is labeled "Trans Barista Has Meltdown Because 8 Hours is Too Long to Work on a Day."
Oh my god.
So obviously, like, this person posted about a shitty work day. And they're working at a Starbucks. They only work 25 hours a week because they're a full-time student. They got scheduled for 8.5 hours on the weekends, which makes sense. And out of the 5 people scheduled to run a busy Starbucks, one of them called out, so there were only 4 people. So they're having a stressful day at work. And as you could probably predict, because of the title, they were basically making fun of them and saying, you know, that's called fucking working and blah blah blah, this and that. It's fucking horrible.
Oh, these people, man, they just latch onto like you millennials and your avocado toast.
Avocado toast and
you don't know how to work.
Your TikTok meltdown. So
we are on late stage capitalism, motherfuckers. All right, you caused this, and what we are watching in that video is burnout. That kid is tired. All right. Full-time student and then a full-time job is just fucking crazy. I did it. I burned myself out. I was sick. I got ulcers. Like it's rough. And so it does piss me off when people are like making fun of it and like, you know, minimizing it to like, oh, this kid just doesn't know how to work an 8-hour shift. Motherfucker. Come on.
Yeah, it happened. Come on, don't be it. I mean, can we have a little empathy?
Yeah. There's no, because they just expect the lower class to stay working and be slaves to our capitalist overlords.
I don't know. Also, I think fucking hustle culture is just is bad because it's either it just is like, if listen, we were saying the only way out is through for grief, and basically what they're saying is the only way out is through for capitalism. You have to work your ass to the fucking bone, and then you hustle. There was something that I read about a guy getting yelled at because they weren't answering their emails after hours, and they were saying, like, if you're not going to be you're on salary. If you're on salary, should you have to answer work emails after 5 o'clock? And I would never, unless it was a specific project and something that was benefiting financially, and it was like, okay, I need to stay on top of this because it's something, you know, unless it was something that I really cared about. If it was just regular work shit, I would never answer work emails or calls after. No, dude, I can't. I work to live. I don't live to work. I've never had that mentality. So I'm against that shit. How do you feel about hustle culture and all that bullshit?
It's so toxic. Oh my god! Actually, like last week, I was watching this video essay about laziness, and why it's not toxic at all, and why laziness actually doesn't exist. We just fucking have to take a break once in a while, but we have ostracized the word laziness and hustle culture, and we like, I don't know. We are meant to be overworked in this country, and it's a culture that only exists here and not overseas. Like when I went to Europe, it was so sad to see how many people get paid time off, paternity leave, paid maternity leave, months on end. And over here, we have to work 2 jobs to fucking pay bills and survive.
Everybody takes all of August and all of December off, or like between half of December, half of January. Everybody takes off. Everybody takes off August.
Yeah.
Like,
And then in Australia, when they have
holiday.
winter, they just migrate somewhere else for 3 months and then go back afterwards. It's like, it's insane.
Yeah, no, we're definitely working ourselves to the bone here. And
The way that we tie productivity and hustle culture into like being a better person, like how does that equate? It's not, I don't know.
Yeah, I think if anything, like the US is the simulation, because it's like, what if it was just all capitalism all the time, and you don't give a fuck about anything else, and let's just see what the fuck happens over there. Because everywhere else, it's like the food is better, people are skinnier, like people are happier, and healthcare is free. And over here, it's like, no, you gotta earn that shit, motherfucker. America, you can't. No, this is how we do it. Guns and money, motherfucker. This is what we're about. It's the Wild West.
Seriously.
You gotta hustle and fucking have gunfights. That's what we want. That's the world. That's my goodness. Like, man, we don't have walkable cities. We don't have healthcare.
Yeah.
Everything's fucking urban sprawl, and we just fucking and it's like, oh my God, like, I don't know.
But we do it so the people at the top can have a better life and actually passive income, and not
where
have
do they
to
go?
work.
And where do they go? They spend half their time in fucking Bermuda and fucking Europe and fucking shit, where it's nice.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I think if I'm not winning Oscars here in the next 5-6 years, I'm probably gonna be an expat somewhere, fucking Amsterdam, fucking
Dude,
South
honestly,
America
let's
somewhere.
do it. I would love to move to Amsterdam, honestly.
Yeah, somewhere. Let's get the fuck out of here. I mean,
Let's do it.
Somewhere with good internet, we can stream from anywhere. We can stream from the area.
Hell yeah. Amsterdam's like the Silicon Valley of Europe. Let's do it.
Hey, Mr. CCDV, are you saying that I can't call my roommate lazy when he doesn't work and does no housework? Oh, you can call him lazy.
Oh, no, call him lazy. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that the word lazy is like, default of all meaning.
There's lazy, there's lazy.
But what I mean is that as a culture, as a society, we need to respect rest a little more, as opposed to like, up and grind and just fucking be hustling every day, all day. But yeah, no, if your roommate is being actually lazy, not doing housework, not providing what they should, their fair share, then obviously, go for it.
Also, artists need time to recuperate, to meditate, to think. Like, you spend 18 hours thinking about the thing, and then 2 hours doing the thing. I think, for artists, sometimes engineers, or like anybody that's creative needs time to just ruminate, to traipse around the city, to relax, to go look at art, do stuff like that. All right.
Totally.
Palette cleanser, and we'll get out of here. Sebastian Gunter, Guinness World Record title for the largest wave. So they have to tow you into these places. You have to, like, these waves are so big that you can't even like swim into them. But look at that. That's like,
oh my God.
Look at the size of that thing.
Fuck. How? That person is superhuman. There's no way.
See that's fucking, I don't know how big that was, but it's he tied the world record. Apparently they people talk shit about getting towed in, meaning the jet skis, because you can't paddle fast enough to be able to get on that. So you basically ride the wave with the jet ski, and then they let go and then you get on it. But look at these people watching. Like,
I was gonna say, look at the people.
How the fuck? I just want to be there and just see those waves up close, man.
Oh my God!
Because sometimes when this is I believe Australia,
okay,
or somewhere. I don't know where it was, but this was let me see. Portugal.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. So. But yeah, that's a bad. Yeah, I mean, I know when I go out into the ocean, and like the waves are just you're like, you panic. And I've gotten I got up on a surfboard like 3 times in my life when I first came out to California, and I thought everybody that came out to California how to surf, but it was on a longboard, and it was on these slow waves in La Jolla at Tourmaline. It's called Old Man's for a reason, and. So, and I didn't go out there because there were some sharks underneath us one day, and I was like, oh no, this surfing, this. But from that to this, I can't believe the discipline it would take to get in the right frame of mind and to be it. Because if you fuck up, that's fucking wall. That's like literally like the wall from Game of Thrones falling on top of you.
Oh my God, that's so accurate.
Right?
Yeah,
It's a mountain. It's a mountain of. It's a literal mountain of water that falls on top of you.
I've lived in California my whole life, and I can't fathom. Like, I've only gone on a boogie board.
Yeah,
I've never even stood on a surfboard. That's insane to me.
After I saw that one time, I was like, no, I'm a boogie board man. I stay close to the edge where I can see, where the sharks can't see me, and where there's always an easier snack, and there's always an easier snack for them further up.
Oh yes.
All right, everybody. That will wrap it up for today's show. Special thanks to Dizzy Miss Lizzie. Go find her on Twitch. Special thank to at Sofia Carr on Twitter, at Big Chief Burrito on Twitter. You can find at Mi Gente Show on Twitter, and you can find Mi Gente Show literally everywhere that you can get your podcast. Go listen to us, follow us, give us a rating. It is definitely helpful. Thank you, everybody that watched the stream today. We will be back for the next couple of weeks live before we take a break for Thanksgiving. But again,
my dog's like, are you done? Are you done?
Are you done? Is it time? Is it time? Hold on. I got to find the clip. All right. Bye, Sophia. Love you. I'll see you in a second. Bye, everybody.
You too.
Peace out.
Hasta luego, mi gente.
Vamos, papá, hay que irnos. Me estoy aguantando desde que pusieron el domo.
Puedes esperar. Muchas personas trabajaron en esta película y solo quieren que te aprendas sus nombres de memoria.
Y yo quiero asegurarme de que ningún animal resultó lesionado durante la filmación de esta película.
¡Listo! ¡Uy, palomitas en el suelo!
Espera, parece que Maggie tiene algo que decir. ¡Qué buena su primera palabra!